Following the purchase of Great Lakes Athletic Club in 2023, Orion Township began the transition of moving its Parks and Rec offices and staff to the new location and selling the Orion Center to the Lake Orion School District.
The Lake Orion community celebrated summer with numerous events, including the Lions Club Jubilee, Orion Township's Summer Sizzle, and a spectacular fireworks show that attracted spectators from all over Oakland County.
Lake Orion's biggest party of the year, Dragon in the Lake, returned for its 15th year of art, music, food, and of course, dragon boat races on the lake.
Orion Township made national news when a terrifying explosion rocked the Kennington Newtown condos, injuring several people and leaving many homeless.
Hello everyone, I'm Stacy Calloway.
And I'm Lexi McKinney.
Those are just some of the stories that helped shape Lake Orion in 2024. Welcome to the special edition of ONTV's 2024 Year in Review. Over the past year, new community leaders stepped into positions in Orion Township and the village, including new faces at the Lake Orion DDA. New businesses opened their doors, and fundraisers, festivals, and parades helped make 2024 a memorable year for many Lake Orion residents. On the morning of Saturday, February 3rd, more than 200 avid golfers braved the frigid temps and descended on downtown Lake Orion for the 10th annual Ice Golf Cup Challenge. Things kicked off at Wine Social with golfers moving outside for last-minute instructions. At promptly 10 a.m., the scramble began with teams making their way to 18 holes set up in and around downtown Lake Orion, all adopted by a local business.
This is called ice golf. Historically, it was played on the lake. With climate change, that hasn't been an option for a long time. But we still have two holes that are on the beach by the lake. And then Trevacorp has a great hole that is near the lake. And then the rest of these are really in and around our area businesses. So in addition to everything else, our local business community is supporting this effort. People get to play. It's kind of like putt-putt in and around the businesses, and it's just everybody has a lot of fun.
The event raised more than $20,000 for the Lake Orion Sunrise Rotary Club's charitable efforts in the community.
Welcome to the 14th annual ONTV Food Drive live in the ONTV studio here at the Orion Center.
ONTV's 14th annual food drive got underway on Monday, February 5th, as Ian Locke and Matt Pfeiffer went live on the air at noon. Viewers were encouraged to visit the ONTV website to make a cash donation or to come to the Orion Center to help fill the production truck with food donations.
The 14th annual, already 14 years of the ONTV Food Drive for Fish. It came about, of course, 14 years ago when the staff sat around and said, hey, what can we do in the winter months to get our volunteers here at ONTV involved and showcase, in a way, the technology we have at the studio. And we partnered up with Oxford Orion Fish right away, and they said, oh, by the way, we have a huge need this time of year. And we decided, hey, let's do something telethon style, live TV, and we did it for one day. And it worked out really well, and it has ballooned into a community event that people are, residents and elected officials around the area come to expect this time of year. So it's now a true community event.
ONTV went live for 5 days in a row from noon until 2 p.m. with interviews and entertainment and special guests who dropped in to make a donation. As the food drive wound down on Friday, last-minute cash and food donations made their way to the ONTV studio. When Ian Locke wrapped up the final live broadcast of the week, it was revealed that the 14th annual ONTV food drive raked in over $16,000 to feed hungry families in the Oxford Orion area. Immediately after the food drive signed off, a representative from Broadway Dance arrived to help fill the ONTV production truck with a massive donation of food. The ONTV staff drove the van to the food pantry in Oxford to deliver its payload and help keep those shelves stocked for the next few months. On the evening of Friday, February 9th, more than 200 students invaded Blanche Sims Elementary School for the first Kids and Cups event at the new school. Students played games in the gymnasium and media center, And the Lake Orion Police Department provided food and refreshments courtesy of Sick Pizza in Oxford.
It is fantastic to have all these kids in the building after the school day. The kids just love to be here. And then, of course, the partnership that we have with our police officers, it's just one of the many things that makes Blanchard special. The police department is such a big part of our school. They're here virtually every single day, and all year they're always asking, when's the next Kids and Cops? When's the next Kids and Cops? Because they love being here at night and just being able to have fun. And a lot of our teachers come up with their kids, and it just makes us feel a lot more like a family.
First, it gives back to our community and our kids. That's what it's all about. This is so that these kids can at least see us here as just a normal person, not as a police officer, but as their friend. You know, so we can play with them. And if they have something maybe they want to discuss with us, they can. You know, just to make everything friendly.
What started out as a small event inside the Orion Township Public Library almost 40 years ago has grown into a massive competition that nurtures a student's love of reading. ONTV's Joe Johnson covered this year's event, and he seemed to enjoy it as much as the students.
On the morning of Saturday, March 9th, 100 fifth graders from within the Lake Orion School District formed 22 teams to compete in the 39th annual Battle of the Books. Orion Township librarians announced a list of 11 books way back in November that students had to read prior to the event.
Our goal is to variety. So we want to give them books and different genres. We want them to read books that they would never pick up off the shelf themselves.
On Monday, March 11th, the teams were invited to Lake Orion High School for an award ceremony in the Performing Arts Center. Before announcing the top teams, author Skylar Shrimp was introduced to the audience. A Chicago native, Skylar is the author of 3 Strikes Summer, one of the books the participants were required to read. And the winner of the 2024 Battle of the Books competition, with a score of 94 points, was Team Dragon Samurai. On the morning of Saturday, March 16th, Orion Township hosted its annual Bunny Bop at the Orion Center. Prior to the event, families were invited to sign up for one of 3 sessions that took place at 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30 a.m. Approximately 150 family members took part in the event to enjoy games, photo ops with the Easter Bunny, and an Easter egg hunt on the grounds behind the Orion Center.
This is one of the best parts of my job. It's so nice when all the planning is done and the actual day is here and you can kind of chill and just watch parents having fun with their kids. It's such a Kodak moment. You've got to get lots of pictures because they grow so fast, so you got to get pictures of them now.
During the Orion Township Board meeting on Monday, April 1st, Orion Township Supervisor Chris Burnett gave an update on the status of the Athletic Center.
It's our intention to slowly start moving the assets from the Orion Center to the Great Lakes Athletic Club. And we have met with folks. We did a survey that received the greatest feedback of any survey we've ever done in the 12 years I've been here, related to the purchase of the athletic club and what our residents would like to see. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and we'll share that information with the community soon. But that said, we have talked as a board about what is the plan moving forward. The plan moving forward is we've hired a firm called TMP that's helping us work through updating and changing some of the space in the existing Great Lakes Athletic Club to accommodate the things that we have in the Orion Center. In order to free up the capital that we're going to need to renovate some of that space over there, we've talked as a board about selling the Orion Center. And again, this will be maybe stressful or emotional for some, but it won't happen until at least the soonest would be a little more than a year from now. The group we've had the most discussion with is the school district. It's a special building that is in a residential zone area, could be used for school purposes. And if you pay attention to the school board meetings, you'll probably know that they have they're in the process of selling their existing admin building to the property owner adjacent to them because they need more space. And they also, the developer has a desire to occupy that property, that person that is going to redevelop the Eamon Center.
On Wednesday, April 3rd, DDA board members, dignitaries, and Lake Orion residents were invited to 313 Pizza Bar to meet the new DDA executive director. Matt Gibb was hired by the Village Council during their meeting on March 11th and got right to work on March 12th. Gibb is no stranger to the Lake Orion community. He was the Orion Township Supervisor from 2008 to 2011 when he left to work alongside Oakland County Executive L. Brooks Patterson.
Well, one is it's hometown, right? So I've been here a long time, maybe not longer than most heritage families, but I really want to come back and try to make a difference within our community. And we're really at an inflection point. A lot of development's about to happen, but the downtown and the district here, we really have to be careful that we don't lose the identity of who we are. And so the opportunity opened up, and they've been gracious enough to say, Matt, we think you're the right person to work with Janet and the team and do that work.
Janet Bloom, who acted as interim director following the departure of Mother Lalone, was hired as assistant director.
I would say that is really working on making downtown Lake Orion a hub, bringing the people in to shop, to dine, entertainment, and to really make it a location where we have great events. We have active businesses. We focus on economic development that really helps our businesses excel, and that we can keep that conversation going, that we keep building and adding great things to our community and build on the successes that have already happened.
On the evening of Saturday, April 6th, the organization known as Love Inc. hosted their second annual Share the Love event at Indianwood Golf and Country Club. 136 attendees enjoyed an elegant night of dinner and dancing and had many chances to win fantastic prizes donated by local businesses.
Just wonderful. We're going to have a live auction, a silent auction. We're going to be sharing love stories, and we're really excited about that, so the community really finds out how we're trying to reach out to people and actually, be in relationship with them and help them get out of the situations that they're in.
The money raised at the event allows the ministry to bring together churches, volunteers, and community partners to help neighbors in need. On Friday, April 19th, Lake Orion residents were invited to come out to Camp Agawam to kick off Orion Green Up 2024. Volunteers who took part in the event were treated to a barbecue at the Alberici Lodge and were encouraged to choose a map representing an area that needed to be cleaned up. They were given trash bags and told they could clean up their chosen area at their own pace and leave the trash bags on site to be collected by township staff.
This is our 8th year doing it. It started from our student environmental resource group, a girl named by the name of Madeline. She had an idea to get the community together and to really garner support and go make Orion beautiful. And it's just grown and grown every single year. So this year we have some free food, we got projects throughout the community, a bunch of giveaways, Waste Management support us, a bunch of other organizations. We have our naturalist, our arborist, will be doing a tree planting in preparation for our Tree City Arbor Day. And then we also have, while supplies last, some milkweed seeds, and that is part of our Monarch Pledge. So our whole goal behind this, and really in Orion, is take care of our natural resources and just make everything more beautiful.
On the evening of Saturday, April 20th, Lions Club members, family, and friends gathered at Boulder Point Golf Club for the annual Lion races. Attendees enjoyed a taco bar and took part in raffles and had a chance to win some real money. Local businesses and organizations sponsored 24 wooden lions and had fun decorating them. Each lion was given odds and advanced down the track thanks to large fuzzy dice.
Yeah, so we went to local businesses. We have 24 lions. They purchase a lion from us and they decorate it however they want with their company logos and everything. And we have a Best Dressed Lion Award, so people in the crowd here are voting on their favorite lion. And then we'll start the races. We line up 6 lions in a row. There are 8 races plus a championship. And we roll big fuzzy dice. And whatever dice numbers come up, those 2 lions move forward a space until we have a winner at the end after 8 spaces.
On the evening of Friday, April 26th, ONTV hosted its annual Volunteer Appreciation Banquet at Palazzo de Bocce in Orion Township. Dozens of volunteers were treated to a nice Italian dinner and an evening of bocce ball. Many people may not know that ONTV is a nonprofit organization funded by cable TV revenue collected by Orion Township and the village of Lake Orion, and is dependent on its volunteer producers and crew members.
Without our volunteers, ONTV would just kind of be dead. It would be boring. It wouldn't be the vibrant center it is at the center of our community.
Several volunteers and producers were recognized for their accomplishments in 2023 during an awards ceremony.
On the morning of Saturday, May 4th, approximately 500 people gathered on the grounds of Canterbury Village for Genesis Credit Union's annual Walk for Warmth. The day started off with music and speeches, then the participants gathered for a ribbon-cutting ceremony to launch the start of the walk.
We raised, I think, close to $30,000 for this organization.
Yeah. Every year?
Every year, and every year it just keeps increasing. And the donations are coming from our staff. We do some internal fun things, and then it's also coming from our members at the branches.
I would say thank you. Thank you for giving up your time because, you know, we have lots of options and they take time away from their family sometimes. We have a lot of employees who are working today that want to be here but can't be here but have contributed all year round to this cause. So just thanks to everybody.
On Thursday, May 16th, the Chamber of Commerce hosted their inaugural Women of Inspiration Luncheon at Addison Oaks Buell Estate. Approximately 120 attendees, mostly women, enjoyed a buffet lunch, and everyone was entered into a raffle for a chance to win prizes donated by sponsors.
Today they'll experience the camaraderie of similar-minded professionals, mainly, again, women of inspiration. They also are having the opportunity to network with a lot of different people. So we have from large companies such as General Motors down to home-based businesses, very small businesses. So this is an opportunity for us all to gather, to support each other, and to inspire each other.
On Saturday, May 18th and Sunday, May 19th, the streets of downtown Lake Orion were filled with flowers, many forms of unique art, families, and activities to celebrate the return of the Art and Flower Fair. With over 100 vendors present, live music, artist demonstrations, crafts, and delicious treats available, shoppers had the chance to meet local artists and find something unique for their homes and gardens. The warm weather and fair skies made the weekend a record-breaking success and a great way for those attending to support the Orion Art Center while enjoying what the community has to offer.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest years. I think this beautiful weather, we were due for a good art and flower fair weather weekend, so I definitely think the sunshine is bringing people out. We've done a really good job with marketing, and all of the vendors, we sent all of our marketing stuff out to them, so they've been sharing it, and I think that has piqued a lot of interest in the area. And of course, our partners with ONTV and Orion Review have done such a great job marketing and advertising for us too. I think it's going to be a really big weekend.
On the morning of Sunday, May 19th, Orion Township Parks and Rec hosted the 28th annual Dragon Dash 5K on the Polly Ann Trail. More than 200 runners and walkers registered for the race, with an additional 32 walk-ons arriving at the Orion Center that morning.
Well, it doesn't get any better than this. It's just perfect out here this morning. The sun is shining, temperatures are great, there's no rain, the course is dry. This is what you hope for when you organize something, 6-8 months out. This is what you hope for, and this is what we got.
Participants left the Orion Center at 9 a.m. and made their way to the Polly Ann Trail, where they headed south towards Civic Center Park. There, they turned around and returned to the finish line back at the Orion Center. For the first time in the race's history, the entry fees collected were donated to a nonprofit organization, Orion Area Youth Assistance. Crossing the finish line first was 31-year-old Alexander Pollock of Lake Orion. He finished with a time of 18 minutes and 42 seconds. It was the second year in a row he took first place at the Dragon Dash.
It's hard to prepare for the heat because we're coming out of winter, so I think the heat got everybody today, but I don't know, I just run a lot and have fun with it, and that's how I prepare.
On the morning of Monday, May 27th, more than 350 runners and walkers arrived in downtown Lake Orion to kick off the first of several Memorial Day events. The 8th annual Orion Veterans Memorial 5K began with runners gathering at the starting line near Children's Park for the 5-mile run. Then the rest of the participants lined up for the start of the 5K race.
I get so excited when I see the community come out and the support for our Veterans Memorial. It really warms my heart, and I love to see everybody here on Memorial Day.
As the race came to an end, veterans and members of the American Legion Post 233 gathered in Children's Park for a small ceremony. Post Commander Steve Hawkswell got things underway with the solemn speech. Then Ladies Auxiliary President Sandy Boyd dropped a wreath into Paint Creek to honor those who lost their lives at sea.
The flowers may wither, but the spirit which they are the symbol will endure until the end of time.
At 11 a.m., residents began to line the streets of downtown Lake Orion for the annual Memorial Day Parade. Parade left Blanche Sims Elementary School and made its way down Flint Street to Broadway. There, Commander Hawkswell introduced the Legion's Veteran of the Year, Oxford resident and Army veteran Bill Quinn.
Once again, I give you the mighty Quinn.
The parade then continued north on Broadway and included Cub Scouts, military vehicles, and of course, the Lake Orion Dragon Marching Band. The final ceremony of the day took place at 1 p.m. at the Orion Veterans Memorial on M24. Bob Smith acted as MC and welcomed those in attendance. Retired U.S. Navy Captain Matthew Butkus delivered the Memorial Day address.
So thank you all for taking the time to remember the reason behind Memorial Day, to reflect and recognize those who made the ultimate sacrifice, those who lost their lives in the service of our nation, in defense of our freedom, and defending our way of life.
After reading the names of those lost in all conflicts since the Civil War and honoring the veterans who passed away over the past year, the ceremony concluded with a gun salute and the playing of taps.
Tuesday, June 4th was a bittersweet day for Lake Orion High School's 491 graduating seniors who walked across the stage at Pine Knob. There were several moving speeches and musical moments, and it was the final Lake Orion commencement for outgoing Superintendent Ben Kirby. Here are some of the highlights.
Whether you are moving on to the military, learning a skilled trade, vying for one of the over 2,000 jobs that will be filled at the GM Orion plant, or moving on to college, you have the foundation to be successful. Dragons, the world is a better place because you are in it. You are to be commended for your perseverance, teamwork, flexibility, and collective efforts to protect the thunder that got you here tonight. You are Dragons for life. You are the class of 2024. Congratulations, and go Dragons!
Protect the Thunder's entire message is about the understanding that you are never alone, and you always have people there to back you up and to be your safety net. In closing, as we wrap this up and get to stage time, I just want to simply say thank you, seniors. You had a phenomenal year, and your leadership has given LOHS a solid foundation for the future. Be sure to always take pride in your accomplishments and ownership in your actions. You're going to do great things, and remember, your LOHS Thunder is always right here supporting you. Thank you. Go Dragons.
Class of 2024, will you please stand? Please move your tassel from right to the left. Congratulations, Dragons! You have now graduated!
3, 2, 1, go!
On the afternoon of Saturday, June 8th, the Orion Township Public Library invited the community to come out to their summer reading kickoff. The theme was Where Adventure Begins at Your Library, and visitors enjoyed games, crafts, inflatables, and even food trucks. There were circus performers and local organizations set up stations offering information, activities, and freebies. The goal is to encourage readers of all ages to continue enjoying books all summer long.
Our summer reading program is online, and we also have a bingo sheet for kids. It kicks off today. It runs through August 3rd, so kids can do reading challenges and library-related activities to earn bingo squares, and adults can do library challenges weekly to earn prizes and free books.
During the June 10th meeting of the Lake Orion Village Council, council members unanimously voted to approve Village Manager Darwin McClurley's appointment of Mark Edmondson to the position of Police Chief. A Michigan native, Edmondson spent 20 years employed by the city of Henderson, Nevada in various positions within the police department. During the Village Council meeting on July 8th, council members voted to approve the employment agreement with the new police chief by a vote of 5-1. Edmondson was sworn in on July 22nd, taking over the duties from acting police chief Thomas Lindberg. On the evening of Friday, June 14th, the downtown streets of Lake Orion and Oxford were totally tubular with bright neon colors, leg warmers, and fanny packs being the dress code for Ladies of the 80s, Ladies' Night. With summertime in full swing, Lake Orion's DDA collaborated with their neighbors to the north, Oxford, to welcome everyone in both communities to enjoy shopping, food, and 80s-themed drinks. And there was even a replica of Kit from the classic 80s TV show, Knight Rider.
I tell you, we are so fortunate to have Oxford DDA as a partner. Again, we kind of refer to them as our sister city. And Kelly and Kimberly and their interns and their board and their business owners. I mean, everybody is just so wonderful to work with.
The Stronger Together campaign has brought Lake Orion and Oxford together since 2022, encouraging the communities to support one another.
So the fact that we can now collaborate together and really offer something to both communities, but use our same marketing on just one event is huge. It not only saves the DDA's money, but it's also best for the community. We have so many people who live in Oxford and work in Lake Orion or vice versa. So it's really important for them to see us all together. It's 2.3 miles downtown to downtown on the trolley. So it just makes sense. And I'm so glad that we formed the partnership and got to do this.
From Thursday, June 20th through Sunday, June 23rd, the streets of downtown Lake Orion were closed off to celebrate the annual Jubilee hosted by the Lake Orion Lions Club. Every year, generations of Lake Orion residents reunite to enjoy rides, carnival games, and food provided by Skirbeck Entertainment Group. The beer tent accounts for the bulk of the proceeds generated by the Jubilee. It was a popular destination not only to enjoy the bands offering live performances, but the shade from the tent also allowed those attending to cool off from the extremely hot temperatures. The Jubilee is an important fundraiser for the Lions Club, and the proceeds go to several organizations and charities in the area.
Oh, it's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. Between this and our auction in November, we raise a lot of money to help our community, help Leader Dog, our blind kids camp up in near Lapeer. So many different charity organizations that we contribute to, as well as helping people in the community get glasses and hearing aids and just a lot of other things that we do locally, helping the First Robotics teams, we support them, Little League teams, the all-night senior party, a lot of other things that we contribute to that people may not even know about.
The Jubilee has been a Lake Orion tradition for over 50 years. Not only does the Jubilee benefit charitable efforts in the community, but it also offers an opportunity to reunite with family and friends.
On the evening of Thursday, June 20th, Orion Township Parks and Rec partnered with First Baptist Church to host the annual Summer Sizzle with carnival games, live music, food, and more. Excessive heat and a brief drizzle didn't stop Orion residents from experiencing a mini staycation at the Orion Center just in time to celebrate the summer solstice.
This is so amazing. Every year we put this event together, and it's just amazing to me how many families come out and enjoy it. And it's what's really nice is everyone can come out because everything is free.
First Baptist Church collaborated with Orion Township to provide volunteers and prepare all sorts of activities and food for those of all ages. From cotton candy to snow cones, face paintings, and a variety of different games, the event brought the community together to connect other families from the area.
First Baptist Church, bless their hearts, they stepped in. They handle volunteers, fleet of volunteers, more than that. They bring the hot dogs, they cook the hot dogs, they pass out the hot dogs. They bring the ice machines to do the snow cones. They bring the stuff for the other good stuff, the face painters, the cotton candy, the popcorn, all of that. That is all them. They do it all.
On the evening of Friday, July 5th, Lake Orion residents came together to light up flares around the shoreline of the lake, which is a tradition that the Lions Club makes possible every year. Flare Night began in 1945 to celebrate the end of World War II, and the Lions Club began selling flares a month or so prior at places like Wonder Cleaning and Laundry and Ed's Broadway Gift and Costume. The sales of the flares benefit the Lions Club.
It's another fundraiser that we use, and the money goes to our general funds, and we've also put aside to earmark for next year's flares. But it's just also a way of the community getting together. It's what we're trying to do too. Besides helping the community, we want to show that we're out here to help, but be part of the community. And that's what we want to do. We want people to know that we're here to help if we can, with everything that we can do.
Although a heavy downpour at 10 p.m. postponed the lighting of the flares by roughly a half hour, residents still stuck around to light up flares around the lake after the rain passed. 24 hours later, Lake Orion Fireworks Show on Saturday, July 6, had residents of Lake Orion and Oakland County lining up on M24 2 to 3 hours prior to reserve spots to watch the show. Pelton's Point and Greens Park were even filled to capacity. The Lake Orion Fireworks Foundation hired Ace Pyro, and preparation for the event began months ago. Orion Events even held a concert on May 30th at Wildwood Amphitheater featuring the Motown Eagles tribute band to raise money for the Lake Orion Fireworks Show. Ace Pyro started the show at 10 o'clock with the fireworks being launched from a barge on the lake. The show lasted 24 minutes, ending with a spectacular finale.
On July 18th, the Board of Education voted 7-0 to hire Heidi Mercer as the district's next superintendent of schools. Her contract was approved by the school board, and she signed it on Wednesday, August 7th. Mercer has worked within the district for 29 years, starting out in special education at Walden Middle School, before becoming assistant principal, then principal at Walden. For the past 15 years, she has served as assistant superintendent of teaching and learning alongside Ben Kirby.
Being here for so many years has allowed me to make a lot of connections with people both inside the district and outside the district in the community. I live in the community, I've raised my children here, so I think it gives me that sense of the community feel and what the community expects. And certainly inside the district, you know, being here as many years as I have, I know the, traditions here, the things that I think our staff expects. I've also been here through the good times and some tough times. And so I think all of that history is very helpful. And, but just to say, that I've been here for so many years, also, I'm also looking at how we can still be very innovative and incorporate some new ideas and, work on changing some things as well.
On the morning of Monday, July 22nd, 100 golfers arrived at Paint Creek Country Club for the 9th Annual Chamber of Commerce Golf Outing. Following breakfast at the clubhouse, the golfers headed out at 10 a.m. for a shotgun start. The sold-out event involved 220 different businesses and was months in the making.
I'm fortunate, super fortunate, to have an amazing operations manager, Jillian. She makes us look really good with all of our signage and branding and whatnot. And then our sponsors I've been working on for months, actually since January, to get sponsors. We were sold out in sponsorships, and we were sold out with 100 golfers about 6 weeks ahead of time. So, the things that we're hearing today, everybody's just having a great time. It's kind of laid back. It's a beautiful day, and everybody is just happy to be, out on the golf course instead of in the office.
Throughout the day, participants took part in raffles and contests. Lunch was provided and sponsors offered fun activities at several holes, including a hole-in-one contest.
I mean, the Chamber's awesome to work with. They do a lot of great things in the community. Just being here at this beautiful golf course is another benefit, but everything that we've done with the Chamber has gone off without a hitch. They always do something great, so we're just happy to be here and be a part of the event today.
The annual music festival known as Tommy Stock kicked off on Friday, July 26th and offered live music, food, and refreshments all weekend long. 8 different bands performed at the Fire Bowl on Friday and Saturday, while DJ Rolling Rock provided the entertainment at the Tiki Bar near the beach at Tommy's Lake.
So really the setup out here begins on Thursday. The Friends of Camp Agawam do such a great job setting up, so that was Thursday. Friday rolled around and it was time to get the show going, so we had the first bands on Friday night, which was such a good success. There was so much to do here all weekend. There were vendors, there were food trucks, there was the music, there was the Tiki Bar. You could be anywhere. The Electric Agawam was up there too, so if you liked electric music or you like silent disco, we had that too.
The annual event is organized by the Friends of Camp Agawam, and all money raised goes toward making improvements to Camp Agawam.
So all the money raised at Tommy Stock goes right back into the camp. So the railing that we talked about, the rocks, all of the safety things, we're looking at some additions and some special things coming out here in the coming years. So all that's how we fundraise for it.
On Saturday night, the always popular band known as Air Margaritaville took to the stage. The Jimmy Buffett tribute band packed the Fire Bowl amphitheater. The weekend wound down on Sunday with Boobs, Tubes, and Dudes, a fundraiser that kicks off the Real Men of Orion campaign to raise awareness and money for breast cancer research and support. Visitors took part in a 50-50 raffle and enjoyed food, drinks, and a live performance by the duo known as Kishlicious.
I can take myself dancing, and I can roll my way,
This is it. This is our kickoff event for the Real Men of Orion. It starts our fundraising campaign for the American Breast Cancer Society. This is our kickoff event. We're glad to have you here.
I think the biggest thing is to bring attention to the cause, obviously to raise money and awareness for breast cancer research and fundraising, but it's just to get the community involved. And it's amazing when you start, you know, maybe in 20 minutes you'll start seeing people walking down with big pink flamingo floats coming down here and jumping in the water, and we get a big picture with everyone in the water. It's this Lake Orion community is amazing, and how much they come out and support this. I mean, we see a lot of familiar faces, and then we have different events throughout the campaign that brings in new faces. So, you know, we have golf outings, we have parties at our houses, we have karaoke nights and stuff like that. So we try to instill fun into all the fundraising that we do.
On Sunday, July 28th, the Kids and Cops charity car cruise was the place to be, with the streets of downtown Lake Orion filled with families, sunshine, and of course, car galore. Every year, Galling Buick GMC partners with the Lake Orion Police Association to make this event possible, with proceeds generated from donations and a 50-50 raffle going directly towards the Kids and Cops events that will take place throughout the school year at Blanche Sims Elementary. And thanks to the beautiful weather, this year's event had a record-breaking turnout. In addition to the downtown Lake Orion area offering cars from all over Oakland County, a special pancake breakfast was offered to everyone attending the fundraiser to kick off the show.
Well, I'd like to thank Galling Buick GMC, who I work for putting this on. All expenses are paid by Gallings, and Johnny Black's Restaurant. They did the breakfast this morning, and they provide stuff for the breakfast. So I would like to thank those two in particular, and the Lake Orion Police Department and their reserves. Without these reserve officers, there wouldn't be an events down here. They do a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't know about.
On the evening of Friday, August 2nd, the 21st annual Big Rig Gig kicked off in Orion Township with trucks, police cars, fire trucks, tractors, bulldozers, construction equipment, and more, making Friendship Park a popular destination from 5 to 9. Every year, this free event allows families to experience meeting staff members who work the vehicles every day while also climbing through the dozens of vehicles, honking the horns, and welcoming all in the Oakland County community to come together. The event was made possible thanks to several generous sponsors.
It's amazing because you see adults with their kids. It's just so wonderful to bring the whole community out for a night like this, and it's free. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to get in. So young people are here, older people are here. They just all come together, multi-generational. You've got grandparents with their kids and their grandkids. They're all here just having a blast. And it's very noisy, but nobody cares.
Though rain was expected leading up to the big rig gig, the evening turned out sunny with families able to see all of the big rigs while also making their way to order food from 13 food trucks located around the park.
So it was interesting this year. It's our second annual at the Big Rig Gig, but it's the Chamber's fifth, I think, annual of the annual Food Truck Festival. But last year we decided to bring it here to the Big Rig Gig, where the food trucks had a built-in audience of between 7,500 and 10,000 people. So you can imagine the food trucks are happy campers or happy truckers.
On the morning of Saturday, August 3rd, approximately 80 runners and walkers gathered on the grounds of Guest House in Orion Township for the start of the Run Over Addiction 5K race. The starting line was set up under the archway of the historic Swift's Mansion, and at 8:30 a.m. the race was underway.
All right, have a good run. Be careful out there. Thanks for coming out and supporting the cause.
We are hosting this event to try and raise awareness about addiction and mental health issues. Stigma around addiction and mental health issues is the single largest impediment to people asking for help and receiving help. And any public event that we can do to raise awareness is incredibly important. We have excellent treatments for addiction and mental health, and we want to make sure people are aware of those opportunities.
On the afternoon of Saturday, August 3rd, the Orion Township Public Library celebrated the end of the summer reading program with a fun outdoor event. Attendees were treated to a presentation from the Reptarium and got to see some pretty awesome reptiles up close. There was also a chance to win some fun prizes.
These prizes were generously funded through our Friends of the Library organization, and we purchased most of our prizes from Green Hippo Gifts. They give us a great discount.
The summer reading program kicked off on June 8th, and more than 1,000 people registered for the program that encourages readers of all ages to keep reading all summer long.
Oh, it's super fun. Obviously, the library isn't just reading. We do other activities, and we inform people and show people all the things they can learn, even about reptiles. So we do these fun shows, and it's just exciting to see the kids excited to read and learn and kind of explore different things.
On Saturday, August 3rd, the Lake Orion Sunrise Rotary Club hosted their 8th annual seafood boil at the home of Mark and Monica Navarro Vizina. The event was open to the public, and visitors enjoyed music, silent auctions, and an authentic Cajun seafood boil.
It's a lot of work. Rotary has a motto called action, passion and action. So basically you can't just pay somebody else to put it on for you. You actually have to work it, which is the reason why you see all the people in the blue t-shirts working, serving, cooking, cleaning, etc. But the brain of it all is my husband, who's from New Orleans. So the star of the show is the seafood boil. It's a Cajun seafood boil done the traditional way.
All of the seafood has been shipped up from Louisiana. All the sausage andouille is from Louisiana. The catfish is Mississippi catfish, farm-raised catfish. The crawfish are farm-raised in farms in southwest Louisiana. Gulf of Mexico shrimp that were just caught probably a week ago. So it's the best of the best, and so we didn't spare any expense to show everybody, and everyone appreciates it.
The streets of downtown Lake Orion were closed on August 23rd, 24th, and 25th as 110 vendors, sponsors, and artists set up tents along Flint and Broadway Street, almost reaching M24. In addition to vendors, there was live music at the Tiki Bar and Dragon Pub, and the Kids Zone was set up in Children's Park, making this the largest Dragon on the Lake festival in recent memory.
Talk about the importance of having artists well represented this week.
Right, that's one of our biggest goals. I was talking about with our board president about that, and it's fun because there's art in everything. It's in the music, it's in what you guys do on TV, it's bringing the chalk garden, and then even celebrating the artists in the market. This is their livelihood and how they make their money. So it's fun to talk to them too, to encourage them to come into our exhibitions and have a bigger presence with us throughout the year. So art is definitely like one of our biggest key components of the event.
On Friday night, lake residents boarded their pontoon boats and took to the water for the annual Lighted Boat Parade organized by the Lake Orion Lake Association. Led by the always popular fire-breathing dragon, the parade made its way around the perimeter of the lake. A panel of judges awarded points based on lights, decorations, and overall eye appeal. The winners were announced in the Dragon Pub on Saturday. In third place was Noah's Ark, captained by Rick Van Den Boom. Second place was awarded to Team USA, captained by Chris Dewey, and taking top honors was Bon Voyage, captained by Kurt Stiller. Cash prizes were donated by Races Extreme and Rick's on the Lake.
On early Sunday morning, 14 teams made up of 20 paddlers each converged on Greens Park for the opening ceremony of the Dragon Boat Races, once again organized by GWN Dragon Boats. After announcements made by race director Rob Kavanaugh, the first two teams boarded their boats and headed out to the starting line near Park Island. The times from the first heat were added to the times from the second heat to determine the seeding for the championship round. In the last race of the day, the top three teams with the fastest times faced off for the Dragon Boat title. Flossed at Sea occupied Lane 1, Dragon Down Breast Cancer was in Lane 2, and Team ONG was in Lane 3 on the right. Race organizers had to go through the video to verify the results. I caught up with race director Rob Kavanaugh after the championship race.
I think it was one of the most fun Dragon on the Lake Dragon Boat festivals that we've ever had. As you can tell, it's hot out here today. That definitely affected the paddlers' grip. It was slipping as they were sweating. But the competition was incredible. The team spirit was here. There was Lake Orion love. Everybody was cheering all the other teams on. It was a fantastic day here in Greens Park.
Finishing in third place with a time of 1:38.92 was Team Dragon Down Breast Cancer. Coming in second place was Team Flossed at Sea with a time of 1:36.96. Which means that Team OMG, on a mission from God, was named the winner of the Dragon Boat Races for the second year in a row. Their time of 1:36.28 was less than a second faster than the second place team. They were awarded the coveted Dragon Cup trophy for their impressive victory.
And we all come together as a community, and it's in this event that is so emblematic of coming together to be good sports, to be unified in just energy and love. So thank you. This is amazing.
On the morning of Sunday, September 1st, 108 classic cars, muscle cars, and hot rods gathered on the grounds of Canterbury Village for the first ever Lake Orion Lions Club charity car show.
This is fantastic. 108 cars. I was hoping we could get to like 50 to 75, and it exceeded our goal. And, 108 cars, we have no more room. So I'm going to have to talk to Keith about expanding some of the areas that we can use a little bit more space. Everybody seems to be having a good time. It's beautiful weather. Couldn't ask for a better day.
On the evening of Wednesday, September 11th, the Lake Orion community gathered at the Orion's Veterans Memorial for a very special ceremony. Board Chair Robert Smith welcomed those in attendance, then introduced keynote speaker Kim Urbanowski. The Orion Township Treasurer shared her memories of the morning of September 11th, 2001.
We're all affected in some way by the heinous attacks on our country 23 years ago. And some people lost their lives helping others. Some people lost their lives simply by going to work or traveling. In the days, weeks, and months following, we stood united in our grief, our shock, our anger, but mostly in our patriotism and love for one another and our communities.
On Friday, September 13th, friends, family, staff, and dignitaries gathered at Dutton Farm to celebrate the grand opening of a brand new adult education facility with a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We're celebrating the grand opening of our new adult education facility to be able to provide support to more individuals with disabilities in our community. We're socializing with each other, we're providing engaging and dignified support so individuals will be able to reach their goals that they've set for themselves, learn new things, spend time with their friends, and be able to get out and access their communities in the way that they deserve.
On the morning of Saturday, September 14th, well over 100 cruisers gathered in the parking lot of the dealership for the Galling Super Cruise, the third and final car cruise of the year. Each cruise has benefited a local community organization, and this one was no exception. Lake Orion boosters served burgers from a food truck and a 50-50 raffle, and generous donations went toward VFW Post 334 and the Orion Veterans Memorial. And since many cruisers are veterans, the event allowed the VFW to recruit new members. On Saturday, September 14th, the Wildwood Amphitheater was the site of the 10th annual Ellapalooza Music Festival. The event is the result of a joint effort between the Daisy Project Michigan and Orion Township. The day-long event kicked off at 2 p.m. with a performance by the D-Man Group, and a total of 7 different acts entertained the crowd throughout the day, including Levi Bootcut and the Straight Legs, Cowboy Company, the Gasoline Gypsies, with Sunset Boulevard bringing things to a close.
Yeah, I mean, we've been blessed. So my sister-in-law, Shannon Jones, she knows a lot of people through 20 Front Street, and yeah, so we're able to have that connection. But some of these repeating guys, like Levi, you hear right now in the background, one of our favorites, they just keep coming back. And it's amazing to watch these young musicians grow. They get married, they're having babies, but they still come back and they love us and we love them, and it's amazing.
In addition to music, visitors enjoyed food and refreshments, family-friendly activities, and there was a cornhole tournament, and about a dozen vendors set up tents along the path at Wildwood.
On Saturday, September 21st, Orion Township hosted their annual Fall Festival of Family Fun at Camp Agawam. The free event invites families to come out to enjoy food and carnival games, crafts, and even a hay wagon ride to a pumpkin patch.
We have multiple sponsors that help us out to make this happen for everybody. We also have our vendors here who help us. Honestly, and all of Parks and Rec and Orion Township staff are what make it possible because we work together as a team.
The first Fall Festival of Family Fun took place in 2019 and has since become an annual tradition that local families look forward to every year.
Oh, it just makes my heart really warm. So I love being able to offer something free to the community because it gives a chance for all to participate, and it's just something that makes me really happy to see all the smiles on everybody's faces.
On the evening of Saturday, September 21st, dozens of people gathered at Ed's Broadway Gift and Costume in downtown Lake Orion for the 11th annual Zombie Walk. Many arrived early to have makeup applied or to pick up ghoulish accessories at the store, and then at 8 p.m. the zombies began their March of the Undead. The event acts as a fundraiser for the Orion Lighted Christmas Parade.
So when I had my 60th birthday, my wife asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, let's do a zombie walk. And so we put that all together, and and that's really how it all started.
On September 27th and 28th, the Lake Orion community was invited to come out to Palazzo de Bacci on Lapeer Road to help them celebrate 20 years of business. Established in 2004, owner Tony Battaglia originally just wanted to have a place where family and friends could play bocce.
The origin story was that I had been in the construction business for 30 years, and I retired. After a year, I got bored, and I decided to, I played bocce, so we decided to have a little place to play bocce with my buddies, and I had this property for years, so I started designing a building, and it kind of got away from me. We were going to have just a small building with maybe 4,000 or 5,000 square feet, but we ended up with 32,000 square feet, 10 courts, and a restaurant. And we thought maybe it would do okay. And 20 years later, and here we are.
On the afternoon of Sunday, October 6th, the streets of downtown Lake Orion were closed to traffic for the annual Homecoming Parade, sponsored by Lake Orion High School's leadership class. Participants gathered at Blanche Sims Elementary School and made their way along Flint Street, turning the corner onto Broadway Street. Taking part in the parade were students from Lake Orion's elementary schools, middle schools, and the high school. Various clubs were represented, as well as athletes from a wide variety of sports. and, of course, the LOHS marching band. The parade concluded as the crowd was introduced to the homecoming court.
On Friday night, October 11th, the 4-2 Lake Orion Dragons hosted their rivals, the 4-2 Clarkston Wolves, during the homecoming game at Dragon Stadium. The outcome of this game would help determine who would claim the OAA Red Division title. At halftime, the crowd was introduced to the 2024 homecoming court. Last year's King and Queen Mario Barashai and Dory Shuhai returned to Dragon Stadium to crown this year's new King and Queen. Dory was instructed to place the crown on the head of Allison O'Rourke. And Mario crowned Parker Gannon as the 2024 homecoming king.
I'm just super excited to win. It really means a lot to us, I think, because, it feels good to be a winner.
I am excited to be the face of this year's homecoming winner.
What do you want to say to your classmates?
Thank you guys for voting us. We really appreciate it.
Love every single one of you.
Yep.
After the game resumed, the Dragons found themselves on the Wolves' 30, facing a 3rd and 7. Hill is in shotgun. He hits number 88, Ryan Rocheleau, who goes the distance. A 30-yard TD reception extends the Dragons' lead to 10 with 5:22 left in the third. In the fourth quarter, an Aiden O'Neill field goal cuts the lead down to 7 with 11 minutes left in the game. The Wolves had one last chance late in the fourth on a penalty-riddled drive. As the clock ticked down the zeros, the refs huddled together to discuss multiple penalties, and the announcement was finally made.
The penalty's offset. We'll do it again. The game is over.
The Dragons hung on to win 20-13 to improve to 5-2 overall and 2-2 in the OAA Red.
On the evening of Wednesday, October 16th, Lake Orion families were invited to come to Children's Park for the DDA's annual Halloween extravaganza. Representatives of the DDA handed out cider and donuts, and participants enjoyed music, games, and activities. Were handed a map that led them to 30 businesses in the village that were handing out treats and goodies.
So everybody loved. They're like, wait, they're coming to my business? That is fantastic. And again, the DDA mission, we want to introduce our community to the businesses that we have in downtown. So we hope that having these great activities, the families will get to see the great stores and shops and restaurants we have downtown. And hopefully they'll come back and be a regular customer.
The Children's Halloween Parade is a tradition that goes back decades, but came to an end in 2019 when COVID arrived in 2020. After a 5-year hiatus, the parade returned to the village.
We have not had the parade since COVID, and there were some meetings that we had talking to different folks, and we're like, okay, well maybe it's something we try to launch next year. And I kept hearing so many that were stating, no, we'd love to see it back. So we got all of the pieces and parts put together and all the conversations to happen, and we got the parade pulled off. So they meet at Village Hall. They're walking down Anderson Street, and it steps off at 6 o'clock, and they'll come right to Children's Park.
On Friday, October 18th, Orion Township Parks and Rec invited families to come out to their annual Boo Bash event at the Orion Center. Participants were asked to pre-register for one of 3 time slots, 5, 6, and 7 p.m.
Boo Bash is back again this year. We're here at the Orion Center. We have, oh my goodness, 150 kids coming tonight with their parents, so we're going to have quite a crowd. Kids can expect to see, they'll go on a hay wagon ride, they'll go to the pumpkin patch, they'll go through our trick-or-treat street with our carnival games and our vendors. We have a live bat encounter, we have a bubble mania, we have everything going on tonight. Oh, and a face painter too. A little bit of everything tonight, Joe.
On the evening of Wednesday, October 23rd, local filmmakers and their friends and family members arrived at GQT Oxford 7 Theater for ONTV's 11th Wildwood Film Festival. Things actually kicked off on October 17th when 11 teams arrived at the ONTV studio to receive instructions for the film Challenge. Then they had 4 days to plan, write, shoot, and edit a short film not to exceed 10 minutes in length. On October 22nd, a panel of judges viewed all 11 films and awarded points in categories like cinematography, sound, and editing. The films were shown on the big screen at the film festival, and the winners were announced afterwards. And for the first time, 2 films received the same score and shared the second place award. And named the winner of the 2024 Wildwood Film Festival was the team known as Team 1, who produced the film It Just Takes One, about two students who form a friendship after experiencing loss. The first place finish netted them $140.
Together, collectively, yeah, there is a good background, and we just like to make film. We have the passion for it, so I think we just all hunkered down 5 days, and we said, hey, let's knock it out. Let's do what we can, and let's make it as good as we can. Something we want to be proud of, and something that people will enjoy watching.
On the afternoon of Thursday, October 24th, Skelnick Ford's staff, family, and friends gathered on a parcel of land on M24 near Scripps to break ground on a brand new state-of-the-art dealership. The event coincides with Skelnick Ford's 60th anniversary.
Oh, it's just a big event for our employees and our family, obviously. It's great to be able to do this in Lake Orion. I've been here all my life. I've seen a lot of changes, and I guess we've seen a lot of changes in our business. Been able to grow with the community, and from the community supporting us, this is what it brings, I guess. New life to the community, new projects. I think it's all good for Lake Orion. I really do.
On the evening of Saturday, November 2nd, the Lake Orion Lions Club hosted their annual Christmas for Everyone charity auction and dinner at Eagle Creek Academy. 175 tickets were sold prior to the event, with dozens of walk-ins expected. Those in attendance enjoyed a buffet dinner provided by Metamora Golf and Country Club's Fairway Catering, and over 100 items were either purchased or donated by local businesses for a silent auction. The money raised from the event helps the Lions Club deliver food and gifts to families and seniors in need. Last year, the Lions Club helped 200 families and 90 seniors during the holidays.
On Monday, November 11th, Orion Township Parks and Recreation teamed up with the Orion Veterans Memorial to host a free luncheon for veterans and their guests at the Orion Center. Approximately 60 people attended the luncheon and enjoyed food provided by G's Pizza that included mostaccioli and breadsticks. Smitty provided the entertainment. On Saturday, November 9th, veterans and their family members were invited to Lake Point Community Church in Oxford for the 4th annual Veterans Dinner. 260 people attended, which is a record for the event, and enjoyed entertainment, door prizes, a guest speaker, and a buffet dinner provided by Creative Catering in Flint. The event was hosted by the Veterans Ministry, who operates out of the church.
Oh, just to honor our veterans, hon. Many have given a lot, and it's just our way of honoring our veterans in our local community. So we're very honored to do that, honestly.
At approximately 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, November 19th, 18 condos were damaged or completely destroyed, while another 12 received minor damage from the blast that was felt miles away. First responders were on the scene quickly and battled the blaze until 1:30 a.m. Incredibly, there were no fatalities, although 2 individuals were hospitalized and some lost their pets. Orion Township hosted a press conference the following day.
First and foremost, just want to thank the community and thank our residents for the incredible show of support in response to this horrific incident. You'll hear a little bit more from the chief in a minute, but it is an absolute miracle, if you have seen that scene, that we are talking currently about no fatalities. I want to thank the more than a dozen local agencies that showed up to assist us. We will name them all later when we get some rest, but it was an incredible scene of teamwork out there, and that's when our community shines the best.
On the afternoon of Wednesday, November 20th, Orion Township's victorious candidates were invited to Township Hall for a swearing-in ceremony. The races for Township Supervisor, Clerk, Treasurer, and 4 seats on the Board of Trustees were decided during the primary election in August. All of the candidates ran unopposed during the general election on November 5th. Orion Township Supervisor Chris Barnett welcomed those in attendance and introduced Donnie Steele, who won her race to represent the 54th District in the Michigan House of Representatives. The first person to take the oath of office was Chris Barnett, who was first elected in 2012 and will begin serving his 4th term as Township Supervisor.
But what I really see with this new group and the collective 7 is a group of very humble, selfless people that love Orion, that want to make this a great place to live, and that want to serve. And so being in my role as sort of sometime the conductor, sometime I'm on the caboose, but that's all you can ask for is people that are here for the right reasons. And I can tell you and tell our residents unequivocally that's what this group's about.
On the evening of Thursday, November 21st, the Lake Orion community was invited to come to Children's Park to kick off the holiday season with the annual Sing and Stroll tree lighting ceremony. Visitors enjoyed plenty of photo opportunities with characters like the Grinch and Anna and Elsa from Frozen. Scouts manned the fire pits and encouraged families to make s'mores. A horse-drawn wagon took passengers on a tour of downtown Lake Orion. There was festive music and a performance by the Elite Dance Arts Company out of Davisburg. It was all made possible by the Lake Orion DDA. Of course, Santa and Mrs. Claus arrived to pose with families and to help light the Christmas tree in the gazebo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Light the tree!
On the afternoon of Thursday, December 5th, the Lake Orion community came together at Pink Creek Country Club for the 11th Annual Impact Awards, hosted by the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce. Approximately 140 people attended, which is a record for the event, and enjoyed lunch and an awards ceremony.
Well, this afternoon we celebrated 7 award winners in the community people that have gone over and above extraordinary service to the community. So it's just been such a great day, so many good feelings. I love it when the community rallies together, and it was really, really lovely. And we also honored our past award recipients. This is our 11th annual, so many of them were in the audience too, so that was super nice, and I think it made it really special for our 7 honorees today.
On the evening of Friday, December 6th, approximately 300 people arrived at Galling Buick GMC on Lapeer Road for the Holly Jolly Folly event, which raises funds for the annual Orion Lighted Parade. Attendees enjoyed an evening of music and dancing, a buffet dinner, and music courtesy of Lake Orion's high school's brass band and choir. In addition to ticket sales, money was raised through a silent auction offering a wide variety of items donated by local businesses and organizations or purchased by the Orion Parade Group.
Well, we either buy them or we get them donated, and then all the proceeds from it go to the parade group to help put on Michigan's biggest lighted parade. If it wasn't for Gallings, we wouldn't have a parade. Okay, not only do they support all of this, they also support the parade. We've got like 8 or 9 vehicles from Gallings that'll be pulling floats, taking different people in there. Paws, Hooper will be there. If we couldn't do it without Gallings.
24 hours later, residents lined the streets of downtown Lake Orion for the start of the Orion Lighted Christmas Parade. Participants gathered at Branch Sims Elementary School, and approximately 80 entries made their way down Flint Street, turning left on Anderson Street, then right on Front Street before heading north on Broadway.
Serenading us with a Christmas tune.
When you hear the Lake Orion Marching Band, that means Santa and Mrs. Claus aren't too far behind, and they did not disappoint. The jolly couple wished everyone a Merry Christmas. Following the conclusion of the parade, families were encouraged to meet up with Santa and Mrs. Claus in a tent set up on Broadway near East Chadbolt Street. On the evening of Wednesday, December 11th, 25 children from Blanche Sims Elementary School were paired up with Lake Orion police officers and members of the National Guard to go on a shopping spree at Target on Brown Road. The 16th annual Shop with a Hero event is made possible thanks to the Lake Orion Police Association, Target, and a generous community.
So this evening we're going to escort children through the store. They'll be assigned a hero, and along the way they kind of just pick out the toys that maybe they want. Hopefully nothing off of their Santa list to get ahead of Santa Claus. But it's to be able to provide everybody with a Christmas that they deserve. So it's really a joy to have that opportunity to give everybody that Christmas.
On Friday, December 20th, approximately 100 volunteers arrived at the Cirque building to help the Lake Orion Lions Club assemble their Christmas baskets. The volunteers sort through food that has been collected through food drives and donations, then box them up for delivery. At one point, a truck rolled up that contained $7,000 worth of groceries purchased from Meijer. Hundreds of toys were donated as well. 200 families and 60 to 80 senior citizens benefit from the program.
A variety of volunteers from the community. So, I mean, of course, we all have our family here because they went, they have to come. But, yep, we have them all over the community. I've been doing Facebook every day, just sharing what we're doing here, and so is all the other members, and it really works because here we are. My sister's here from Florida, so I'm putting her to work, and all ages, and we love it because our kids started when they were little, and you just move them up in the community, and that teaches them a lot. So, and delivery, I really encourage you to bring your kids so they can see what we do and how we deliver to less fortunate families in some of ours, and how we like to share. So it's great.
And with that, we'll wrap up this latest special edition of ONTV's Year in Review. I'm Stacy Calloway.
And I'm Lexi McKinney. On behalf of everyone here at ONTV, we want to wish you a very happy 2025.